Why, hello. Welcome to Cup of the Crown. I am Audrey, your delectable host. And today we're starting a new topic, which I'm very excited about this topic because, y'all, this is really getting into the heart of what I feel. And I already told you guys that we'll be going with pantheons. Well, I wanted to educate you guys and let you learn a little bit more about me when it comes to my pagan worship and talking about the gods that I worship and then getting into their pantheons afterwards because I worship one god that does not have a pantheon. And we'll be actually talking about her today. Today we'll be talking about the goddess Lilith. This is her sigil. And Lilith came to me, funny enough, through learning about her through WOD, which is WOD is the World of Masquerade, which is a D&D campaign or a role-playing campaign. It is my husband's favorite campaign. And he had this book called the Book of Nod, and I started to read it. And then after asking a couple questions, this is when we first got together. This is when about 5 years ago or so. I started asking him questions, and he was like, well, it's all in the Jewish Bible here. And then I started researching myself, going back to the original texts, translating it originally from Jewish, and Latin, Hebrew. Jewish isn't a language. Drink more coffee. And going back, and after introducing myself to Lilith and hearing her call, I asked her to be my mother too, and she graciously accepted. So today I'm going to tell her story. If you have, I'm going to explain this. Not everything that is in the Bible is all of the works documenting that time, and because it was filtered out, because a bunch of rich, powerful men wanted to filter out anything that didn't fit their personal beliefs. Thank you, Constantine. So the Book of Mary Magdalene, the story of Lilith, these are not included in your Christian Bible. So I highly encourage you, if you are a Christo-pagan or a Christian witch, to look and research. And I am about to tell her story. Now, a book that I found that is the best representation of Lilith and her story is this, The Witch's Goddess by Janet and Stuart Farrar. It is absolutely incredible. They make a god version also, and I'll be using it as I go on, talking about different gods and things along those lines. But I'm about to share her story, but there's a quote by Jean Markle that I find incredibly inspiring. The disturbing Lilith, being the most dangerous and subversive threat to the established male order, was buried in the furthest depths of the Hebrew unconscious. Now, so I'm about to get into a little bit of the tale of Lilith. So, everyone knows, Adam and Eve, the snake and the apple, right? Well, the world did not begin with God creating Adam and Eve. God originally created Adam and Lilith. Lilith was the first wife of Adam. And Lilith was created as Adam's equal. She was actually even created as Yahweh's equal. And we're going to refer to God as Yahweh because that's how we in the Jewish community refer to him as. And when Yahweh created Lilith, he created her like he would almost like his equal in an angelic being. So she was incredibly beautiful. She had wings, and she was made of the same dirt, of the same image as God, as Adam was. Okay? So the whole rib and dirt from Adam thing did not apply until Eve. So, Lilith was the opposite of Eve in every way. She was a leader. She was sexy. She knew her own confidence. She knew her own strength. She was the ultimate mother. She is the ultimate seductress, the ultimate warrior. She is every facet of a woman rolled into a perfect being, and that's how God created her. Well, when it came time for sexy time between Adam and Lilith, this is where some of the texts are a little variation, that Lilith wanted to stride Adam versus him taking her missionary. And by the way, this ain't for kids. And he tried to force her into the position of missionary, and she refused. And when she went to Yahweh sided with Adam with she should be submissive and basically be a baby breeding mindless moron to Adam. And she refused. So her being the first feminist, the first woman as the first feminist, let's just lay that down for a second. She refused, and she flew off with her wings and went into the desert or the land, and God sent 3 angels after her. You have to realize this conversation basically between Adam and Lilith and Yahweh were like this, and this is my husband's impression, so let's see if I get it right. Oh, God, Lilith won't mind me. She won't do as I say. She won't let me treat her like a slave and a baby breeding whore. Yahweh, what? But that's what she's supposed to be. Lilith, excuse me? No! Fuck this shit. Fly. My husband is an incredible actor. So God sent 3 angels to get Lilith at the side, and they found her at the Red Sea. The name of the 3 angels was Sensinal, and Samagoth. If I said those right, awesome. If I didn't, my bad. They found her at the Red Sea. At the same place where actually the Ramesses was actually pursuing Moses. And she was coupling with a bunch of different beings, whether they were fallen angels, and she was giving birth to their children at the rate of 100 a day. Because, she's the first woman, she's ultra fertile. And she refused to turn to Adam. She refused. She's like, I'm not going back to that mindless moron. And she didn't. And she would And this is said that she would lose her own children every day, and she still refused. And the angels tried unsuccessfully to drown her, and she was finally allowed to live on one condition: she would never harm. Okay, and this is where the Jewish superstition kind of gets into it. And this is when some things started being a little indifferent, and I differ from this book. So the Jewish position is like, oh, she's correlating with demons. She's like doing all this stuff. Now she's this evil monster because she refused to bend herself to a man. Yada, yada, white male privilege bullshit. Ultimate chattery. And this is the version that I know and that I know to be true. So when she refused to go back, she was not consorting with multiple demons. She was consorting with one specific fallen angel. She found her love in the middle of the loss. But before this, she wound up going back. She went back to be a lover to Yahweh. And this is when a lot of the people of the Jewish faith really, really object. But no, this is just what I've come to learn. And he tried to do the same thing to her. He tried to control her and suppress her. And she left again. And that's when she found Samuel. Samuel was not a fallen angel. He did not fight on the side with Lucifer. He did not fight on the side of Yahweh. He actually did not take a side at all. And that's the reason he was cast out of paradise. So when Yahweh and Lilith found each other, it seemed to be a perfect thing because they both embraced the free will that they had, which is a most beautiful thing. And Lilith went to being bastardized and create a villain of because she decided to live on her own terms and not under a man's thumb. Which for me, I highly relate to. Now, Lilith went to mother many, many children and many type of magical deities. For example, she is the mother of vampires. She is the mother of incubuses and succubuses. And not the way you think. They're not exactly the way you think. And I'll get into that description later. But she is the protector. Lilith, in her essence, is the ultimate woman. She is a femme fatale. She is a warrior. She is a leader. She is a queen and a goddess in her own right. She is every person's sexual fantasy. She is the ultimate mother. She is the ultimate wife. She is the epitome of feminism. She is the first woman. She is where woman gets her every strength. She is one of the goddesses of magic. She is one of the goddesses of the psychic realm. She's amazing. And this is what I find absolutely incredible. When Lilith gets wind of God creating another wife for Adam, and even though Eve was not her daughter, Lilith treated Eve as such. Lilith snuck into the garden past Uriel let her through. And this is two different versions. Either she seduced Adam to let Lucifer tempt her, or she herself tempted Eve to give her knowledge and know that she can have freedom. Like, you don't have to be oppressed. You don't have to be what they want you to be. You can be free. You can be your own woman. You can be your own person. You can have your own way of mind. And that was Lilith's way of giving Eve a choice. And Eve chose correctly. Eve chose to be educated and to make a wise choice. But Eve was the exact opposite of Lilith. And what Eve did was exactly right for her. She went and she mothered the human race. She chose to be Adam's wife, which that's what Lilith wanted to give her. She was her choice in her freedom. And that's what Lilith gave her. And you have to realize Lilith and Eve are the exact opposite of each other. Eve is a submissive. She is modest. She is subservient. She is not leadership material. She is what every white old Republican man wants in a wife. Lilith is who I want my daughters to grow up to be. And what intrigued my mind about Lilith is that I don't have the best relationship with my mother. And at the time where, about a year after me and my husband started dating, I was going through my mental health. And I was going through making strides to get the venom out of my veins, basically. And when I came across Lilith and her as a goddess, I related to her very hard. I looked at this amazing woman, this amazing goddess, this goddess who was besmirched and made fun of and demonized and bastardized. And I saw the strength and the beauty and how accomplished she was and how amazing she was. And I felt a connection with her that I never felt with anyone in my life. And she is a goddess that I will worship till the day I die. She's a goddess that she is one of my patron goddesses. She's my patroness. And she is the goddess that I will follow through time and tide. So, if you as a woman or you as a person is wanting to experience someone, a powerful person going through strife and hardships and still rise like a phoenix from the ashes, I would highly encourage you to dig into Lilith and look at her. She's not for everybody. She's very strong-willed. There's a lot of things you have to realize. You have to filter through what is Constantine BS and what is real. And you have to get to know Lilith on your own. I meditate, I astral, and that's how we communicate. I also communicate her through various things, whether it's divination tools, cards, the whole nine. And I absolutely, she's definitely a goddess that has guided me through maidenhood, and she'll guide me through motherhood, and she'll guide me through being a crone. So and she is a woman that I will inspire every woman or non-binary or female to take a look at and really see where we get our strength from as people with feminine power. So, but I do have some news. So my Midnight Sun book arrives today. I am going to do a waitress review, but this waitress review is going to be on a book that's a little bit older, but that's had a lot of controversy. Potterheads. The play that confused us all. I have read it once. and I'm going to reread it again, and I'm going to do a witch's review on it. And then I'm going to do a review on Midnight Sun because I ordered it and it got back ordered and it's coming in today, and I'm very excited. So yes. Then, okay, and I also made a list of everything that's going on. I am announcing a mom series, so mama witches, hear me roar, hear me sing, hear me loud and clear. I am doing a series just like Cup of the Crown, just like Witches Review, just like Bitch a Witch. I am doing a series just for you guys, and we're going over like protection spells for your kids, mommy self-care, magic in the kitchen, and magic in the house. And it's going to be really, really a lot of fun. This is stuff that I've learned and I've harped on to. I've ordered a book or so about being a mom and being a witch. And we are really going to be digging into this because with me wanting to be a mom myself, you know, I'm a researcher. I'm like, what's that girl from The Mummy, the library girl that winds up being the target of Imhotep? Her. Evie. I'm trying to think of the actress's name, and I can't, but she's beautiful. But that is where I'm going from here. Just to give you guys a heads up. Also, just to let you know on the blogosphere. So on the blogosphere, I am going to be going through a list of type of magic practitioners and different types of magic practitioners, going from Magnuses to eclectics to greens to kitchens, going over it all. So hang on to your hats. I'll be going through that series until I've tapped it out to here infinity. Along with releasing other like articles like I did earlier this week. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me with Cup of the Crown. Unfortunately, I feel like Cup of the Crown is going to be a little bit too long to be released on Instagram from now on. So I will be giving Instagram updates. Be like, hey, it's on the YouTube. Go to the YouTube if you want to be kept up with Cup of the Crown, because with the gods and the Pantheons, it's just going to be so much to talk about. So that's where we're going from there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and listening to one of my favorite patron goddesses. Don't forget the book. It's The Witch's Goddess by Janet and Stuart Farrar. I love that Janet's name is first. That makes me very happy on the inside. And this covers different goddesses. It covers different female archetypes throughout history. It covers, you know, Ishtar to Isis, you know, Hecate to Aphrodite, Epona to Maetet, and it's just freaking fantastic. Definitely a book I would recommend getting if you're getting into finding your Pantheon. And don't worry, we'll be going over on the Baby Witch series on choosing a Pantheon, or finding your patron or your patroness, or multiple patron and patronesses. I have multiple. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy my cup. I found it very stimulating. All right. So guys, thank you very much for your love, your kindness, your support. Before I head out. So this is another new shirt that's available on Witch Talk. It's just a regular t-shirt. It's technically my husband's. I bought it for him. I also bought the girl version so we can match. Well, the girl tank top version so we can match. So thank you guys so much. I very much appreciate you, your kindness, and your love. Don't forget to add, like, subscribe to the videos and Facebook and Instagram. And definitely on the podcast. It's available on all podcast forms. So thank you guys so much. So merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.